feel like people are just going to try to do whichever one they can. So, all right, welcome to your 30 Days to Diamond call. I figured today, since we were just still in the beginning stages of the group, that we would talk a little bit about how to invite. I know that it's one thing for me to just be like, okay, make a list, go start talking to people, and a whole other to actually tell you what to say and give you some tips and give you some direction. So I thought that it would be a good use of our time to talk about maybe the different categories of people that you might be talking to, the different ways you might contact different people, and then how to follow up. I don't know if you guys noticed, you're using the bubble sheets. You have a lot of open bubbles. People are just like floating out there in the world, right? So I don't even think it's just asking. I think it's following up. So from a contact standpoint, the thing that we want to avoid is pretty much everything we've taught you up until this point. So all the forming, all the relationship building, out the window, okay? Unless you've invited them through all the invite steps, which I'm going to go through, and they're in a group, and then they say they still are not interested, then you go into our regular forming. But for the purpose of this group, your invites, since that word means so many things, your invites are asking someone to join your team as a coach. You both get fit and help others. If they say no to that, you are then asking them if they would like to be in a challenge group. Then if they say no to that, you are offering them like a 5-day, a 7-day, some sort of free challenge of some kind that doesn't require any purchase. And they say no to that, this is when you're going to ask them for a referral. If they have anybody that they can think of that would be interested in any of the things you guys have discussed, and ask if they'd like to be in your free accountability group that you made in Coach Basics. And remember, your free accountability group is not a challenge group. It's meant to be a very general catch-all where people can sort of swap recipes and encourage each other, maybe celebrate successes. You can share information now and again. It's not a challenge group. It's not, they don't get all of you, right? I was just telling one of my newer coaches, I said, to me, the accountability group is the free version of Pandora. Who uses Pandora? Anybody? Did you ever use Pandora? Okay. It's super annoying, right? There's like ads and stuff. Well, that's the accountability group is the free version. It's not as good, and you have free reign to advertise in there. Same thing with your 5-day challenge. Free reign to drop a Shakeology video in there if you want, because they're on the free version. They get ads. But you want to provide value. You guys all know that, right? They're getting something out of it. So what I personally do with the free accountability group, I actually took everything from coacharticlelinks.org, whatever, you can figure it out, and put them in Hootsuite and scheduled them for the rest of the year. There's like hundreds. And so there's a recipe, a fitness tip, or nutrition tip every day. And then I answer questions. People have questions and they kind of share things, and I might put up a sale if there's a sale. It's probably the only place you'll ever see any branded stuff from me. Things like that. So anyway, that's not the point of that. The point was the invite order. So start at the top. We start at the top. My recommendation is to keep it as short as possible, as vague as possible, include a compliment, and include a question. So I actually posted a copy of mine for you guys. That one from I was talking to Shelby, which is serious, because I was talking to her while I was posting that, and she was just like, I saw what you guys saw, like even that day she added, oh, what is happening? Hold on, let me close all my internet stuff. For some reason in the afternoon, my internet sucks. I'm like convinced there's like secretly people stealing my internet in the afternoon. Maybe the whole world just gets home from work and we're all sharing some sort of tab. I don't know. But we're all on it's a business line, so in theory everyone went home. I don't know. Can you stop internet, please? Sorry, you guys. I'm gonna shut all this stuff down. Okay. I think that was everything. I closed every internet usage application available. Fucking Internet Explorer. No, you guys don't use Internet Explorer, do you? Because you should not. Never. You should never do that. I have the 3 business centers, so I have the one logged in to each browser. Still. Really? Really? I don't know, you guys. There's nothing else running on my computer right now. Is all I got. So hopefully it starts working flawlessly from here. Okay. So you saw the message. So hopefully you guys heard the part where I said compliment, question, vague, short, and to the point. What I recommend doing is simply leading with very conversationally the reason why you thought of them. There's a reason why they came to your mind and the reason why you're excited to reach out to them today. Maybe you like how they always have they look so put together, or they seem like such great parents, or they're always so positive on Facebook or whatever. And I would lead with a compliment. That's what I would always do, is just let them know why you're asking. Reiterate that those are the reasons why you think that they'd be a good fit in the message, and just ask if they've ever considered doing what you do. That's a really good, easy, soft line. Because here's the thing, either they have and they have some hesitations, or they haven't. Either way, you've got a conversation on your hands. That's awesome. So the message that I put up, the example message that I put up said, just said, hey, Shelby, I think you're so awesome and I love being your friend on Facebook, something like that. Really appreciate this, and this about you. Have you ever considered doing what I do as a coach? No pressure. I just had to ask because you are such a great fit. And I usually would end with, would you be open to a conversation about that? What's cool is she was flattered. And then I got to go in one of 2 directions of the conversation. So that is how I would suggest you open the conversation. Here's why I don't want you open with forming. If you go up to someone and you ask them, hey, how are your kids? And you talk about their kids for a second, which is the family, right? And you say, how's work? And that's the occupation, right? And then you say, oh, what are you doing for fun? You doing anything this weekend? Recreation. And then you go, you want to be a coach on my team? What the fuck? What just happened? Like, are you serious? Like, that's so awkward and weird and salesy and disgusting, and they're going to hang up on you, even if it's hanging up via message. So don't beat around the bush with this. This is not one of those times you're getting to know someone and building a long relationship before asking them. Not this time. Now, if they say they're not interested in being a coach, you're going to want to find out why. What are the objections that we're going to get, you guys? Time, money, personal belief. That's really it. That's all it is, right? Well, time, belief, money, we can address those. You save money by being a coach. That's awesome, right? Time and belief. You can work on belief. Then you can also go into, well, you're not really to help other people yet. I totally get that. I know it might have been a little strange for me. Same thing. To jump in and help people from the beginning, even though for me, I did. You don't have to start there. We can actually get you that same discount, and I can actually just have you be a preferred customer. And I can put you in a challenge group, and then you can see if these products work for you, if you like the support, if you like the environment. you can, rely on the money back guarantee before you decide whether or not you want to help other people, right? I really enjoy the preferred customer language because it takes the pressure off for them. So then there's that, right? If they're still not interested in that, then you can say, you know what? I don't want to keep pushing you. I just really enjoy the list of things you started with, okay, about you. I really enjoy the way that you just inspire people, and I love having you in my newsfeed. I want to be more around you. I really think we could do good work together. Would you consider being part of one of my 5-day free challenges? I think you'd make the challenge a lot better, and people will get better results if you were in there. And it's free for you, so would you like to come? And at this point, for the love of God, if they haven't said yes to you, they're probably going to tell you to never call them again. So at this point, you're like, but what about this? But what about this? What about this? They should be getting closer to an answer for you. It should not be like, you should be at least going one way or another, right? And then if they're like, I'm just not interested in following a meal plan, then be like, okay, no worries at all. I don't want to keep bothering you. Again, I had to reach out because, you're so awesome and you're so great and you're so fantastic. I hear all the reasons why you're fantastic. Again, let me just tell you one more time. What I would love to do is just put you in my free support group that I put everybody in, where we share recipes and check in with workouts sometimes, and I post little nutrition tips and stuff in there because I really think you would be a great addition to the group. There's nothing required. You could just watch if you want. How does that sound? For the love of God, they're going to say yes at this point because you talked them down from come work for me to then I just put you in this Facebook group. They're like, okay, fine, put me in the group, right? And then when they say yes, you go, awesome. I think it's going to be fantastic. I hope you have a really good time. By the way, before I let you go and add you to the group, do you have anybody in mind that just comes off the top of your head that you think would benefit from any of the stuff that we've talked about? I would love it if you have anybody in mind, if you could introduce us. Most people are going to say yes, especially if their reservations were money related. Because a lot of times they'll be like, oh, well, I can't afford it because they've got weird money stories they're telling themselves. But so-and-so I know would love that. And she's always trying new stuff or whatever. Or, I don't see myself as a coach because they have belief issues. They don't see themselves. But they're like, but my friend, she's like, she inspires me all the time. She's posting all of the 5K she's doing. And she's just doing a squat challenge right now. Everybody knows somebody. They've all got that person. And what's fascinating is that your one person that you have is connected to 1,000 people you don't know on average. So think about if they give you 2 to 5 of their people. They just increased your network by potentially 5,000 people. Now we're talking, right? So that is how I would work my way through the invite process. So there's no such thing as a no. It's just, oh, not that one? What about this one? What about this one? What about this one? At some point, it's possible they're going to stop answering you. They're going to ignore your messages or whatever. My recommendation with the follow-up is to be aware of how that person is most likely to return your message. You guys know I'm an email person, but when I posted that screenshot the other day, what did Angela say? She's like, is that a Facebook message that I don't use Facebook for? I'm not stupid. I knew she was going to answer me on Facebook, so that's where I asked her. I'm not an idiot. I know that our relationship is Facebook based, so I'm going to ask her on Facebook. Now, if you sent Facebook messages for your follow-up or for your original message and you saw that they were seen, maybe Facebook's not the way to do it with them. Maybe you need to text them or email them. One of my favorites is writing on their wall. Because then it's very whoa, what's this out in the public realm? I can't ignore this. Where I will say something like, hey, Angela, I totally sent you a message the other day. I hope it didn't end up in your other folder. totally looking forward to talking to you. Hope you're doing amazing. Heart, smiley face, flower, exclamation point. Right. If I wrote it, that's what it would look like. And you'll get a couple of different things. You'll get, oh my God, I didn't see it. Let me go look. They're liars, but that's fine. Whatever. Because, it clearly says seen on there. Or, oh yeah, I meant to ask you about that. Like, I'll answer you later. Like, I meant to reply. I got busy. Whatever. So writing on their wall is one of my faves. If you know their phone number, you know that they'll answer your text message, text them. You know me, and you know that if you want a response from me, you need to text me. Chances are, any other medium, they'll be waiting days, months. My assistant's probably going to answer you. So if people wanted my attention, they would text me. I have coaches who text me to tell me they sent me an email, like, which is my own fault because, right, they know that I'll go look. So I'm like, oh, don't text me for that. Like, what the hell? But I will. I'll go look at it because obviously it's important. Chalene Johnson does the same thing. She says she doesn't read any of her emails, and that if people wanted to read something, they just text her to go read it. She'll go in her email for that. So think about that. Are they more of a text person? Would they respond to a text? Something simple like, hey, like, did you get that Facebook message I sent you the other day? I want to make sure it didn't go into your spam folder on Facebook because it's called the other folder, but that happens sometimes. So you can follow it via Facebook. You can follow it via email. You can follow it via in person. And you guys are ready for the just getting out of the comfort zone. You could go old school and just pick up the fucking phone and call them. I know that everyone wants to like lay down on the floor and die because they all think that you have to telemarket. But how easy would it be? Oh, I should probably stop saying that word. There's a little kid right there. How easy would it be to just pick up the phone, dial it, and they answer, and you go, "Hey, totally didn't mean to bother you. Was just thinking about you. I sent you a message the other day, and I know how busy you are, because I know how busy I am. We're both so busy. I thought I only need like 2 minutes of your time. Why don't I just call you? Do you have like?" And the best way to end it is to ask, "Is this a bad time?" If you ask me if it's a good time, it's probably not a good time. It's probably never a good time, but it's probably not a bad time. I mean, unless their house is like burning down right now, or they're standing in the shower and they answered their phone for some reason. Not a bad time. Like, they're gonna. So can you imagine when someone sees your name on their phone and they haven't talked to you voice to voice in 2 years? They're gonna like think you're dying of cancer. They're gonna answer the phone, and then you tell them, "Hey, sorry, my phone's back." You tell them that you are, you sent them a message and you want to know if they saw it. Seems pretty straightforward. And what they think, and they might just be like, "Okay, let me call you back." Great. If you guys have read GoPro, he says your goal with a conversation is not to get the sale then, it's to set the next appointment. So you want to call you back? Awesome. Like, house tomorrow afternoon about this time, is a little earlier better? Or Friday at 9, I'm actually doing calls. Like, I would love to talk to you. I'll be in the car driving. So like, I'll be totally, I was going to say, undivided attention, which is probably not good. Gotta stop making calls in the car. Anyway, things like that. So picking up the phone and then setting that next appointment. Yeah, get a Bluetooth. They work fantastic. Even they work better if you take them out of your purse. I learned today. So point of that is figure out the best way to follow up with that person instead of just, okay, Facebook message, Facebook message, Facebook message, Facebook message. They're seeing them. Why don't they want my answer a message? Maybe they think that you're spamming them and being weird because you've never sent them a Facebook message in your life, and every other time you've ever talked to them was via text. Whose fault is that? You made it weird. Like, don't do that. Maybe if you only see people in person and then you go to Facebook message and they're like, "What? I'm your aunt. Like, we're really Facebook status is where we're at. You can't pick up the phone?" Especially if they're older, you guys. That's gonna go a lot further. So that's my thoughts with follow-up. And I am a big fan of just outright like asking them, hey, did you see it? Because what are they going to say? Yes or no, they saw it. How fucking awkward is that? What? Like, they're like, no? They're like, they have to say, yes, I saw it, and they have to tell you why. Right? They have to. So if you don't want to get ignored twice, instead of opening with, did you see my message in a text, you can just be like, hey, how are you? I was thinking about you today. They reply to you, then you answer them, right? I was just going back to my messages, and I sent you a message about this awesome thing we're doing, and I just want to know if you saw it, if you got a chance to look at it. Now you already know that they're there next to their phone, right? Versus they can just ignore you again. So these are a lot of little random tips that are not going to apply to every situation. My point with all of this is be strategic. Don't get so caught up in checking the bubbles off the list that you miss the point, which is to have the actual conversation. You have to have the conversation to close the sale. There's no way around it. Some people ask me, well, we have a coaching script. We have like 3. There's like 3 or 4 of them in there. You have mine, you have Amy Silverman's. I think you have the corporate one, coaching script in there. They say, well, how do you get them from this conversation to this script? I do it very naturally. I simply take them from that and I say, awesome, I'm so glad you are as excited as I am. Is there anything in particular about coaching that appeals to you? That's the same thing as asking why they reached out, right? The same first step. Is there anything in particular about what I do that appeals to you? What's cool about this is you get all the different answers. Yeah, I want to do all that traveling you're doing. I saw you were just in Belize. What the hell? Like, you're never home. You're always in another country. Or, yeah, actually, I saw that you've been paying off debt and, you know, I'm frustrated with this debt. Or, honestly, I just feel like it would make me more accountable to my own fitness goals. Great. Then you reiterate all the reasons they are absolutely correct. And you give them 2 or 3 points about how they're absolutely correct. I say things all the time like, I think you are on the right track. I know that having the support team from my coaches has kept me more accountable than really anything, even more accountable than just working with these programs themselves, because I kind of see myself as a leader. I totally relate that it can be hard to do things on your own, and when someone's watching, you're a lot more likely to do it. So I really think you're on the right track. Can I send you a video to give you a little bit more insight into what I do, maybe day to day, and a little bit about my story? Right, these are short messages, right? Because I went to them. You guys may have noticed that when I do my scripts, people are coming to me, I'm weeding out the nonsense. They're longer. I don't want to talk to you if you're not serious. But when I'm reaching out to them, it gets much shorter, right? Because now I'm asking them to join me. So if they say yes, I say awesome. I use the same script. That's here's the Welcome to Team Beachbody video. Here's a little bit about what challenge groups are. And here's my story. Instead of sending that all at once, I'll break that up and say, is there any way you can watch these for me before Friday? And let me know if you can see yourself doing something like this so we can have a real conversation about what that would look like and what that would entail. Right. They'll either write back and say, I'm not going to have time before Friday because I don't know why. They're very busy people. Oh, because it's tomorrow, probably. Or, yeah, I can totally do that by Friday. Awesome. Great. I'm going to message you at 3 o'clock on Friday and ask you what you thought. And if you can see yourself doing this, we can continue the conversation. I'll talk to you then. Leave the conversation alone. Leave them until Friday. Friday comes. Here's where most coaches drop the ball. Most coaches I've explained this system to, this is where they screw it up. They don't call back at 3 o'clock on Friday. For whatever reason, coaches don't follow up. They have more bubbles to fill out. They have more things to do, and they're very busy. So they don't follow up. You have to, at 2:59, be ready, message written, ready to hit enter. Like, hey, You know, it's 3 o'clock. I know we said we talk. I hope you got to watch the videos. What did you think? Can you tell me what you liked best? That's another really important question. I don't want to hear your diatribe of all the things you thought would suck. Tell me what you like best about the videos, and could you see yourself doing something like this at some point? Again, vague, non-committal the whole time, but positive. They say yes, awesome. I give them the spiel about our team. I'm so happy that you can see yourself doing this. I want to give you just a little bit of information about our team so you can kind of make sure, so we can make sure together that you're a good culture fit. You know, we're really positive. We all have a lot of support, whatever, right? Training, it's fantastic. We're great. And then I end with, I always have the same thing. In order for you to sign up, we have to figure out what your best fitness program is for your fitness needs. Can I send you some questions about what you're working on with your health and fitness right now? So they have to say yes. And I send them the questions. They send me the questions. I do my recommendation. Same recommendation I've always done, right? So I hope that shows you that you can take the script we have and you can use it for this, because I still do. It's just be strategic, be intelligent, don't talk too much, make it more conversational. It's not cut and dry, it's a little more conversational, right? Than you might have what we're working with in the script when they come to you. Again, that script is kind of meant for people you don't know. You know these people a little bit at some level, so you can throw in a bit about their dog or their car or their cat or their kid or whatever's in there, and it makes more sense at that point. The second place I see coaches fall apart is they get to the recommendation, the person sees the price, they throw up on themselves, and it's, I have to talk to my husband, I want to think about the money, I got to do all these things, now it seems like a lot of work. It starts being an excuse mill, right? That's when you go back up to the invite order. When they start freaking out, you go back up to the invite order. Okay, coaching's not for them. Challenge group could be for them. Challenge group's not them. Free challenges for them. Just because they say no at that point and you've done all that work does not mean that sale is lost. That just means they're your lowest hanging fruit for next time. That means next month, that's going to be your easiest close, because you've gone through all the steps. You already know what they want. You know what they're after. You even know how to be for that person going forward. You know what to share on their wall. You know what kind of stuff to showcase, to tag them in, because they just handed it to you on a silver platter. So that is, in my opinion, where the work starts. Everything I've said so far, you could hire someone on Elance to do for you. Anybody could do it. A monkey could do it. It'd just be about getting the work done, right? It'd be interesting if a monkey did it, but it would be, any person could do it that can read and write, can do this, okay? You could hire your kids to do it, possibly. They might be better at it than you because they're less uptight in general. But when they say no after you've done all of that, that is when the work starts. That is when your coaching skills, your networking skills, your relationship skills, your sales skills, your convincing skills, all of that come into play. Who here has seen The Takeaway? I think I've only shown it to a couple of you. Maybe I'll put it in the group. So I have something called The Takeaway. That's an old sales skill, tactic, practice, etc. Where when someone tells you no at this point, when they were this close to the sale, you take it away from them. You tell them they can't have it. And then they freak out and they want it really badly. But you do so in a way that hits all their emotional triggers and pisses them off. Or makes them sad. Oh, I can't open it right now because I'm not opening the internet. I will post a couple of examples in the group when people are watching this video. They can understand what the takeaway is. That's a very special skill that you need to practice and hone and have some balls to be able to use. Has everyone watched the Be Interesting and Be Interested videos? I think most of you have had to. So I'll post those. That also starts here, because you still have to maintain a relationship with this person. Did you guys all see I signed a coach that I've been talking to since April 2011? Saw that? I put that in there on purpose. I'm like, no, you guys don't understand. I mean, for the whole time, you have to keep talking to them. So, okay. So that is my thoughts on the invite process. It's conversational, vague, concise, very complimentary to the person. It's customized to their preferred medium, if you will. And then there's focus on both the follow-up and what to do after they say no. Right, in the next 30 days, you're going to talk to at least 300 people. There are 19 of you. We are going to talk to almost 6,000 people this month as a group, not including my number. That means you are setting this up to where you are planting seeds for the rest of the year. 6,000 people, you guys, like this group should be signing people that they talk to this month, still in October, in November, in December, next year. Like, absolutely. But it won't happen unless you do this right, unless you handle it well, unless you take all those no's and go, okay, it doesn't mean no, it means you're in the next category of activity with me. I have often said, I don't look at someone as a yes or no. I look at someone and I go, where is this person going to end up? Coach, challenge group, free challenge, free accountability group, forming, still forming. Where are they going? I'm in a constant mode of sorting, qualifying and sorting, qualifying and sorting. Okay, you go over here, you go over here, you go over here. All the time. I do it with my people that email me. I do it with my challengers, right? Picking them out. Oh, this person's gonna be a rock star. They're going in this category in my head, on the list, my email, whatever. I do it with my coaches. All the coaches come in. I watch what do they do in Coach Basics? How do they react to problems? How do they handle things? Do they understand how to use Google? Who are my rock stars, right? You go over here. I'm like, okay. And I even I have a list. I'm like, they're ranked by letter, but it's, my rock stars, my people who really want it, but are just not coming together for them. My discount coaches and they're not even on my fucking radar. They never will be. They're not even coaches to me. And they're broken up like that because then I go, how do I treat this group? And how do I treat this group? How do I treat this group? Same thing that you're doing with these 300 people. Does that make sense to everyone? So this is another reason why I want you measuring the bubbles, not the outcome. You'll all be able to get to Diamond in a month because, if you ask 300 people to be on your team, you can get 6, or 5. You only need 5. If you ask 300 people, you can get 5. That's not getting to Diamond at this point. Is not the issue. That's happening. It's also a huge setup for the rest of your career and making success over the next months going forward and getting set up for Team Cup in July, getting ready for our slower month in August, getting ready for the back to school push, and all of that. So there's a lot more going on here besides the Diamond that you guys will all be achieving shortly. Okay, that was all the thoughts that I had just when I was trying to figure out inviting. Things are very linear to me, so I thought I would share that with you. Does anyone have a specific question that I can address and maybe help you with somehow? Just unmute yourself and start talking if you want. All right. Who's excited to talk to 300 people this month? Not excited faces. What? That's terrible. You know what's really cool though, if you think about it? Say you ask 300 people, and out of that, 100 of them do something free with you. That's pretty reasonable, honestly. That my fitness challenge, I think, had 100 people in it. My financial fitness challenge had 100 people in it, in 2 hours. 100 people do something free. I love it. It's hell yeah. So, and I am about a 10%, a 1 in 10 closing ratio for coaches, and a lot higher for challengers. But let's say out of all of that, somewhere between 10 and 30 people join your team. And then out of that number, you get 5 rock stars. And those rock stars end up being people you talk to on the phone, people that you invite to your wedding, your bridesmaids, mostly in my case, the people who you spend all of your time with. You get to watch them grow their business. You become a 5-star. You become elite. Everyone's making 6 figures. Like, it takes this many people out of the huge network of people that you have available to you. Right now, if you wrote down 300 people, that means you have a network of 300,000 people, right? Right? Because everybody you know knows 1,000 people you don't. You're connected to 300,000 people right now based off of one list that you made. Like, you have this huge list and you only need like 5 to do anything worth anything. That's to get elite, to get the elite bonuses, all of it. To, you know, be on the wall, get the secret diamond line, make 6 figures, all of that. That's all you need. And there are a lot of coaches who make 6 figures who are not 5 stars. There are a lot of 2 and 3 and 4-star coaches who make a lot of money. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot possible for you guys. So that's all I really had to do on inviting. I don't have like actual scripts for you. Again, I have steps. They're the same steps I use in my challenge scripts, same steps I use in my coaching scripts. You should have steps just to keep you from jumping the gun, blabbering too much, skipping a step, doing any of those rookie mistakes that we've all seen new coaches do. And we can result back to those when we get excited. So having those steps ingrained with you will help keep you on the track. And knowing that it's not like, I need to finish this conversation, sign this person right now, but it's my end goal is to get through all these steps with this person. And that is going to take some time. That's why we open new bubbles every day. So it's always, always, always got new conversations going. Does anyone have any questions about anything else?
I do, actually. Can you revisit the Elance portion that you were talking about?
As being sarcastic, do not outsource your forming or your message sending on Elance.
Okay. Okay, good. But I do want to know, like, what's the best utilization when you are going to like use Elance or anything like that? Because I am running out of time too many times. Too often I just run out of time.
I have somebody making our team before and after video right now, which is costing me so much money. Oh, anyway, read your contract well. Someone runs my Twitter, my Instagram. They do the night and the morning posts, and I do the one in the middle of the day. My 7 a.m., my 9 a.m., 2 p.m., 7 p.m., 9 p.m. Facebook posts are all scheduled by them. I have them do little things like make me the roster for my 30 Days to Diamond group. I don't want to type all these names myself, right? I don't want to copy and paste these into this list. It takes them like 30 seconds. Importing email addresses. I have Snow do that right now. I haven't found anyone on Elance yet. I had an assistant on Elance when I worked at eBoost. And I had an assistant forever. He had all sorts of stuff for me. Research, I had someone, I found like a list of like 200 motivational quotes, like top 200 motivational quotes or whatever. And I gave him my PicMonkey login and I was like, make me 200 pictures of these quotes and make them all different. And then put my information on the bottom of every single one. Stuff like that. Like, I want marketing assets, but for the amount of time that would have taken me, I could have talked to 8 coaches during that day, you know? So, that kind of stuff. That helps. Does anyone else delegate anything specific? Delegating is really, really important. It's a really good lesson in not being a control freak, so that's helpful. what's really interesting about that is the more you believe that random people who you pay $4 an hour who live in India can do your work, you're a lot more likely to believe that your coaches can do work. You're going to be a lot more empowering to the people you're working with as on your team if you really do believe anybody can do what you do. And if you're delegating it, anybody can do it. So when you realize how easy it is for other people to do what you're doing, you're a better coach, in my experience. So, everyone watched the call from Tuesday, right? Everyone's on par with with what's required and all that stuff, right? Okay. Okay. Well, nothing else to say to you, okay? I hope that helps. I really make sure you guys are getting caught up on those bubbles. What we are going to do, and I'm going to announce it tonight, the rest of the group doesn't know yet, we're going to do follow-up Friday. So on Friday, every Friday, your goal is to follow up with every single open bubble you have for that week so far. That way we don't forget about the people. We're so focused on the new conversations that we forget sometimes. So if I look here and I see I have like all these open bubbles, instead of I got to get 10 new bubbles today, I have to talk to every single one of these people, even if it is, hey, how's it been going since the last time we talked? Anything changed? Or hope you're doing really well. Like, saw that cool thing on Facebook, whatever it is, even if it's a casual follow-up, make contact with every single, basically. You're just going to follow up on Friday. Which hopefully, what usually happens is the weekender people will be around and they'll want to talk to you, and then everyone else will pop back in on Monday and they'll see your stuff on Monday, and it kind of gets you going, and you don't have to leave these things unfinished. At the end of the last group, one of the girls had 144 open bubbles because we didn't do enough follow-up, and she signed 7 coaches in that month. She probably could have been diamond if I would have made her do some follow-up work. So, you know? He was like, oh shit. I'm like, yeah, oh shit. And you talk to these people. Like, oh my God. Like, all these people that you started conversations with, they're just like floating out there in the oblivion. We gotta talk to them. And I mean, I'm not even trying to act like I'm good at it. I'm terrible at it. To me, I am in a different situation where I cannot keep up with the influx of people messaging me. Right? And I'm sorting them. And it's not a good situation because I get, 100 emails a day, and like people are just like, you want to join my It Works Wraps company and all sorts of stuff, right? Like, it's just crap. So I'm constantly shuffling. You guys aren't there yet, so you need to be better at it than I am. That's what I'm deciding for you guys. Okay? Being like your parents. Don't do what I do. Do what I say. Did anybody find anything I said in the last 40 minutes of your life helpful, or do you want the 40 minutes back? Yes, Lori. All right.
Yes. I have another question, actually.
Oh, go ahead. Yes.
So you kind of touched on some of like the annual things that go on. So you said Team Cup in July, it slows down in August, there's back to school in September. Can you kind of go through that list of what annually we can expect so we can prepare for that in our plans?
Yeah. What's cool about that is like, it's the same every year. I'm into my 4th year. So it's always exactly the same. Right about this time, everyone is feeling lame and like everything sucks. And then we go to Summit. And what happens after Summit is even the people that weren't there are like, oh my God, it looked amazing. And like the new products come out, and next thing you know, Vanilla Shakeology comes out and Pio comes out. And everyone is just flipping excited. Like over the moon, happy, excited. People are like, I'm going to Summit next year. People who I haven't heard from in 2 years are registering for next year's Summit. I'm like, what's happening? That's going to happen in June. One of the things that we will do as a team to ensure that is everybody at Summit will post so many pictures that people are going to leave the Facebook group. But that's fine. I don't want them in there if they're upset about Summit pictures. So like we are going to post everything. We're going to make every cool thing that happens to us, make sure it shows up in that group so people will want to be part of it. So then it builds all this excitement. And then they have the Team Cup in July. Team Cup is the biggest growth ever. So July will be record paychecks, record growth, record coaches. Both of our records, our volume record and our coach signing record, both exist from Team Cup funds. So, we're going to sign 200-300 coaches. Like, it's going to get crazy. It's going to be awesome, okay? Then August comes and everybody is like, they're like lost puppies because they don't have Team Cup. They don't have a prize on the line and they're not part of a little team and they just don't know what to do with their lives. And they're like, I can't do it again. I know I made Success Club 400, but I can't do it again. It's not true, right? And there's like this external situation where everyone's taking their last family vacations. People are gearing up to go back to school. People are spending money on their kids' school clothes. People are getting serious again. It's fall time now, summer's over, right? They are very distracted. Your parents and all your teachers who are going back to school, all your students that are going back to school, all of it, very, very distracted in August. September comes and the first 2 weeks are kind of like pulling teeth because same thing. Then magically, moms realize there are no kids here. And I definitely got fat this summer. What the hell? Like, I could take some time for me. And they're all back in. Mid-September, they're all back in. And you get the push for your Halloween costume group. Who wants to look hot in their Halloween costume? That starts happening. A lot of the back to school stuff of like, okay, your kids are back in school. Like, let's do this. That all happens in September and October. Then in November, you have all the people who are terrified of the holiday week. They're terrified. So what do? We run clean eating challenges. We run 21-day Shakeology only challenges. We run free groups over the week of Thanksgiving. And we have the Black Friday sale, which is, I only share it in my free groups, the Black Friday sale. But it's a great way to build your email list. So what I do, Black Friday sale, I tell everyone about it all month until it's about to happen, but you have to sign up for my email list to get information about the sale. I won't put the sale on Facebook anywhere. I email it to them. Well, now I'm just collecting data for January, right? So they end up buying like some clearance, Body Gospel or whatever. It's discontinued and I made it 11 cents, but I have their email address now. They belong to me and they're my coach. They're my customer now. I'm preparing for January. In December, same thing. People are afraid of the holidays, but they're not ready. There's 2 phases to December. And this has worked every year since my second I started coaching. 2 phases. Phase 1 is December 1st to the 21st. That is your 21-day clean eating challenges with Shakeology purchase required. Challenge pack or Shakeology. Here's the thing. Nobody wants to commit to eating clean on Christmas. We did it last year. It started the day before Hanukkah. Like it ended the day before Hanukkah. And Christmas Eve was like the next weekend. It was perfect. Like nobody had to miss anything. We did it perfectly. That's how we make Success Club at the end of November. Because we get them all on their Shakeology for the start on the 1st of December. Then these people in your 21-day challenge get first access to your January 1st challenge groups. And you push them hard. It's all about make sure you've got your plan for January 1st. As soon as you've got your clean eating group going, you have about another week where you can get things for Christmas presents. Your husband can buy it for you since he never wants to spend the money on it. It can be your Christmas present. It can be your Christmas present. It can be your Christmas present. There's going to be a cutoff for that. After that cutoff, it's all about get it before January 1st so that on January 1, we're starting. We're there. I personally work harder in December than any other month of the year. And that's why every single year in January, I've been the top all the stuff. Recruiter, sales. I come out really high in the ranking and then slowly drop throughout the year because it's all the December work. It's getting ready for January. Waiting is not the plan. Because what you don't realize is going to happen is that week between Christmas and New Year's, here come the Choose Fitness and the Gold's Gym mailers. Here comes the Groupons. Oh Lord, the Groupons. So many of them. Here comes the advertisements online. Here comes the painting on the windows of the local gym. All of that happens that week, and if you miss them by waiting, they've already spent all their money on a gym membership or a Pilates class, or, well, I'm just going to try this boot camp thing because I paid for it already, and then you missed it. You missed it. So that's usually how it goes. That's usually the end of the year chain of events that you can count on, which all of them still are wildly successful months. It's just that you have to know what you need to be doing. I run my business different every single month. We have to. You can't get stuck into what we think works or what worked last month or last week or last year. You guys have all heard me say that Gary Vaynerchuk, I think that's how you say his last name, who wrote Jab, 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 Right Hook, in an interview said the fastest way to go out of business is to be romantic about the way you make your money. That's why I'm so flexible. That's why our training changes every 2 months and our challenge groups have changed and things just change, because just because it worked yesterday doesn't mean it's going to work today. Not in this business. So, does that help, Ash? Are there clouds on your ceiling? You're on mute, so I can't hear you, but I hope you're saying something good. Yeah, there are clouds on our ceiling. Is that Jacob's room? Or are you like somewhere weird? Okay, all right.
Yes, sorry, diaper change, sorry.
But does that help you?
That was super helpful. Yeah, I work on calendars like that for my work, so it helps me for this too.
From a marketing standpoint, it's really, and you know what's really cool, you guys, the more flexible you are and the more you accept that, the better it's going to be for you. So I'm pretty sure I have a call I'm supposed to be on right now. Gotta go. Gotta ask Amy now. Sam, is your guys' team called right now?
Yes, it's now.
All right, I gotta go. I got stuff to do. If she gives me the login information for this call, though, I'll drop it in the diamond group. Y'all can come, so if you want, or you don't. I mean, some of you are done listening to me, so that's fine. But I will post the recording as soon as I get off my next call, and I will I'll see you all on Facebook. And I'm looking forward to talking to all of you guys who scheduled calls with me this week. I'm really excited to help set some goals and put some plans together for you guys. Okay. All right. Bye, kids.